Oh. All right. Well, we still have a few minutes here. I'm just setting up.
Hey, Tim.
Okay. Hey, Richard, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, I'm just setting up here. It's we're live on Facebook right now.
Okay.
But yeah, just trying to check here because I'm using Ustream that's supposed to go out to Facebook and YouTube. So just making sure everything is out. Yep, YouTube is showing that we are live now. That's awesome.
All right.
Just making sure that. Nice jet you have there.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Go grab me a cup.
Okay.
I got a call at top of the hour, so
No
take
problem.
off 1
Yeah.
o'clock.
Yeah. Today, today will be a little bit more like presentation style. So Dan's actually, he created a presentation to share, what he did with his his 5-day challenge. So we'll see. So anyways, while we're waiting, all right. Hold on. I forget to set it to where people can just come on without.
Yeah, under privacy, under security,
Enable.
Just check off the enable waiting room. You check
Okay, gotcha. Okay, thank you. Yep, awesome. All right. Hey, Aaron, can you hear us? There is Polish Peter. Hey, Polish Peter.
What's going on, Tim?
Hey, Aaron. All right.
Man, I haven't seen Richard Roop in probably, I don't even know, more than 10 years. When I signed up for your coaching program, you were in Orange County. That was a long time ago.
Hey, Dan.
No, I was in Colorado. Oh,
what's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Okay. I don't know if the audio went out on us or not. Zoom, sometimes when there's a lot of people, it works. But then I can hear you. I can hear you snap.
Sweet. I'm
awesome.
in. How's it going, Tim?
Going good. How are you?
Really good, man. All of you have such awesome backgrounds. I'm gonna change my background.
Do you know how to automatically change your background?
There you go.
No.
You take all of your favorite backgrounds and you make a video, and then you play the video in the background. So then it can change.
Yeah, I've heard of people, especially students, that record videos of themselves in front of Zoom and then just put that video on so that they don't have to be physically present.
No, really?
Yeah.
Why didn't I think of that? That's when I show up on my coaching calls, I'll just do that. And I'll just go like,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Smile every now and then.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You just got to record yourself doing it once, and you save so much time.
Yeah, look at Richard.
Oh my God, isn't one Richard enough?
And awesome. All right, guys.
I did do one of these where I was sitting there and I just looped it, and it was during a two-day mastermind, and every time I took a break, I ran the video. Not this one,
That's
but
funny.
it looked like I was sitting there.
All right, guys. Well, really appreciate you for being here today. Dan, you're new to this. Aaron, you're new to this, but we run this every Friday. We just started recently, but yeah, every Friday at noon Central. We do this this sort of we call it mini mastermind, and just hang out, talk about marketing, and yeah. So welcome, guys. And we're also, and we're streaming this live. So we're using Restream, and it's streaming live to Facebook and also to YouTube right now.
Awesome.
Cool. All right. So we'll get started. So Dan, you've done a phenomenal promotion recently, a 5-day challenge. So we're all looking forward to hearing about that. Peter is doing a 7-day challenge on sort of mindset stuff, right?
Yep.
And do you have plans for what's the back end of that already, Peter?
I'm just going along from day to day, man. it's just spur of a moment. I'm just going with it. So we'll see. I will talk about it, man.
Gotcha.
I have a couple ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen, I'm saying this so that way, when doing your presentation, Dan, if you can address it. But yeah, I've seen a lot of different 5-day challenge type models. Everything from completely free, and then doing it 3 days or 5 days into, high ticket on the back end. I've seen it, paying something up front, free up front with an upsell, and then something on the back end. I've also seen Roland Fraser's doing one right now where he's charging
$55.
Yeah, $55 up front. So it's like all different models. And they seem to all work.
Yeah, and then Roland does an upsell for VIP question answer, being able to ask questions or something like that.
Right. And then what's his name? Russell Brunson is doing his a little bit different in a sense of he's doing a pay later, like pay attend for free, and if you like it, then you pay. And then and then the order bump is you get a discount if you pay now. So yeah, there's many different models. So definitely love to hear yours, and then hear your take on what you might think the nuances between the different models are.
Yeah, I think it's largely going to be based on the audience you're serving. So for instance, Roland Fraser is targeting high net worth business owners that are even thinking about acquiring businesses. That type of person will pay $55 for that type of training. I think if you're serving newbie real estate investors like I am, you want more eyeballs in this challenge to kind of weed people out, then a free plus a VIP upsell would make some sense. So it's a question of how many eyeballs do you want into the group? If you want to maximize that, then free with the VIP upsell. You definitely want to have some type of upsell, whether it's just like, I'll tell you about how I did mine. Or if you really are going for quality, then you charge a little bit upfront. If you're targeting, business owners that, and your information is super valuable, like how to laser target 5 company acquisitions with no money down, like Roland Fraser's, then you can charge for it. But I wonder if they did it for free to start, because you can also do it for free to start just to get a bunch of testimonials and get results. And then you can charge later because you can prove your results. Right. Yeah. So who do we have on the call? I would like just to understand everybody's business. So I guess why don't we just
Richard, start with you. Introduce yourself, please.
I'm Richard Roop, richardroop.com. I've been doing coaching since 2002, but I ended my coaching program in 2015. So I've taken 5 years off. So I don't know all the latest and greatest, but I had one of the most awesome coaching, $1 million coaching programs with a whole team of wonderful people to help me out. So I'm the marketing consultant for real estate entrepreneurs.
Yeah, Richard has been around for ages. He's been around for a long time. He's very heavy on direct mail. A lot of the direct mail pieces that investors are now sending out. A lot of them, the copies were originated from Richard back in the day. So yeah,
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm putting in the. You might be interested in checking out our current challenge that we're going to be starting on Monday. So I'm putting in the link so you can check out that funnel, Richard, in the comments. There it is.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Sweet.
Originated
Polish Peter.
From Richard back in. Oops. I was playing around with my Facebook Live, making sure that's working, and the audio went off. But Peter, you go.
You got caught. Tim, you got caught. No. So I'm next?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I'm Polish Peter. So I'm a coach, transformational coach. So I have 2 groups that I'm coaching right now, and people from all different walks of life. And the way we coach is not only about business, but about life, because I don't think you can separate those two. So we help them develop their vision for what they want to live and how they want to live, and then we help them fulfill on that vision, right? So I've partnered with, I'm in Life on Air, one of the Life on Air coaches. I don't know if you ever heard of that company, but sure. I'm in there. And cool. So we do events throughout the United States. And now I'm basically doing this. That last week, I kind of popped into my head about doing this 7-day challenge kind of thing. And I just started doing it, and it's rocking things out. I mean, I got people talking in there, and I'm like, what's going on here? Okay, so just going awesome. From day to day.
How many do you have?
Recording video, literally, I recorded a video today for tomorrow. So that's how I'm going.
That's awesome.
How many people you have in there now?
I'm sorry?
How many people you have in the challenge?
That group? In the challenge, I have 100 people right now in there. Literally like went over 102 right now. So I just posted it to my own timeline, ask a question, and that's basically what, like 2 days of posting to my timeline, and just started now reacting to me and commenting, and I had like a couple hundred comments on a couple of those posts, and similar to what you've been doing, Tim,
Right.
So it's cool.
Yes. Okay. All right. And
from my past life, I do a lot of, I have an agency with Facebook marketing agency. A lot of stuff for real estate investors I used to do, and some of these gurus that you've seen out there.
Didn't you also used to do pole dancing too?
That pole, yeah, that's on request. Okay. So, how you know about that, Tim? I don't know, but I guess that's out there.
All right, Aaron, we go to you.
Hey, good morning, everybody. So I've been in real estate for, I don't know, a long time. I was actually in Richard Roop's coaching program back in like the $10,000 one back in like 2003 or something. So way back in the day. I've been doing real estate for so long, I've had so much success. I get tons of people who on a daily basis, they're asking me for advice, whatever. So now I just funnel them to my coaching site. And I don't really, I don't promote it at all, actually, just on Instagram. Probably have about 40 people in there. I charge $2,500. It's a year, and it's all in a Facebook private group. So, I deliver content in there, do a lot of property walkthroughs, because I'm still my primary business. Well, my primary business is collecting rent. I have more than $10 million in rentals here in Southern California. And
oh, wow.
Probably flip. We were hoping to do 50 houses this year, but it looks like we're on track for 30. Rona kind of shut down market. Like, we're doing a lot of marketing. I spend about 1,500 a week. So I drop about 5,000 postcards every week, but the response rate is, I've had weeks lately where it's been 0, but I'll keep mailing because I know that eventually it'll catch up. But so I think I want to build up that side of the coaching because I have so much experience and I do get tons of people and I'm fairly well known, especially in California. I speak a lot. So I saw your group and I thought it'd be a good opportunity to get in and see what our people are doing.
Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome. All right, Fabian.
Oh, me? But what's the question? I just joined. So
Just introduce yourself a little bit. What do you do?
okay, I'm in Houston, Texas. For the most part, buying and holding, some flipping, some wholesaling. I have an organization called LatinosInRealEstate.com where we teach people how to invest in real estate. We do it in Spanish. And I'm not in the coaching business yet, but I get asked a lot, and I'm just not sure to do it or not because I see it as a big time commitment, and I want to deliver a good service. And if I don't have if I don't want to put the time, then that's where I see the value in what you're sharing, because you look like a person who has all the systems together to make it very systematized where you don't have to spend too much time. So I'm looking forward to learn from you.
Awesome. All right. Brian is one of my VAs, so I'll introduce him that way. For me, so you guys know me as a real estate investor, which I still do. But what I'm starting new is I'm starting a mastermind group for people who have coaching business. So if you're a coach or you want to be a coach very, very soon, definitely reach out to me. So with that, we'll go back to you, Dan.
Sweet. So I have a presentation because a lot of people have been asking me about how we conducted our last challenge. So I'll just kind of repurpose that for this presentation if you want to make me a host so I can do a screen share.
Okay, yes. Let me see here. Hold on here. Okay, you should be able to share now.
Boom. Yep. Nope. There we go. All right, so I'm Dan Schwartz. You may know me from InvestorFuse, which is the core business software that automates your follow-up for real estate investing. We call it a lead conversion system. We have a new software coming out this year called IF3. It's the third iteration of our tool. That's way better than the last two. Definitely excited about that. And we have this second arm of our business that we launched called the 80/20 Investor Academy, which is essentially a mastermind group for scaling investors who want to systemize their business and systemize themselves out of the operation. So it's running more self-sustaining. We did that because there's so many gaps that our software alone can't help businesses with. And there's a lot of stuff that we're really good internally at InvestorFuse when it comes to operations that we felt the need to start teaching our clients. So it turned into this whole mastermind. And by the way, this is how you can reach me if you want to book a call with me. Just use this link, claritywithdan.com. Takes you to clarity.fm, which is a service where you can book time with me just to dig in to see how you would conduct your challenge, go over positioning, go over how you're going to run it, go over your offer. Be happy to clear that up for you guys, or you can send me an email, dan@investorfuse.com. So in order to get more people into the Academy group, other than just through word of mouth and kind of pinging our list like we did the first 6 months of the Academy, we decided to switch it up during the quarantine era to do kind of a virtual event around this topic of firing yourself. So we call it the Fire Yourself Challenge. We did the first one last May, and we have our next one coming up starting on Monday. And again, my core business is InvestorFuse, but this challenge was all about the Academy. I think a secondary benefit, though, is when we're talking about what tools we're using, InvestorFuse came up quite frequently.
Hey, Tim, the screen share is not showing.
Yeah, Dan, it's just saying has started screen sharing, but it's blank. Have you started a screen share?
Yeah.
Try it again. Let's try it again. There you go. Now we can see it. Perfect.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So thanks for saying, I don't know what was the deal. But
I
yeah,
see
this
a
is-
desktop. I don't see any kind of presentation. Do you have a presentation on?
Oh yeah, it's like showing your second screen.
Yeah, like a mountain. I see a mountain.
Yeah, you have to pick the window.
Yeah, I've
That's
done that
open.
twice now. Try it again. You guys see it? My keynote?
No, it said it has
Nope.
started screen sharing. Huh. You want to
Uh,
try to share your
yeah.
first desktop, maybe?
Yeah, you go to share and then you pick the
Yep.
window that you want to share. You got to click on it.
Yeah, trust me, guys. I've done this a couple hundred times. I'm sharing my main desktop. I don't have any other desktops. You guys still see just mountains?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the background.
Cool. What I'm going to do is leave and come back, and we'll do this again. All right.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Oh, actually, hold on real quick before you do it. Oh. Oh well. I was gonna try making him an actual host and see if that worked, but no biggies. All right.
Entertain us, Tim.
Huh?
Entertain us now.
Entertain. I know. I thought you were gonna start dancing. What the heck?
Well,
What are you
like
telling
I said,
me?
it's on request.
Isn't Polish Peter is really meant pole dancing Peter? Like, wasn't that?
That's a new one. I have not heard that one before, but that's new. Obviously, it's coming from Tim. What else would it be? All right.
Let's say hi to people that are watching us here. Let me see. How do you tell who's watching? Let me see.
Ask them to do a comment.
Yeah, for those of you who are watching, can you do a comment for us? Hey Rick, hey Tom, hey Eric. I see, like it says, people who joined, but it doesn't say like who's watching. Anyways, all right. And that.
I heard you yelling right as I clicked leave meeting.
It's okay. All right. Hey, David.
Let's try this again.
Okay. Yay! It worked.
Boom. Cool. All right. So there's my contact information. If you want to book a call, just go to claritywithdan.com and we can go right into your specific challenge situation. It's called the Fire Yourself Challenge. We did it in May and we're doing our next one starting on Monday with the end goal of getting more people into our paid mastermind group called the 80/20 Investor Academy. Secondary benefit is Investor use our software came up in conversation almost daily in the threads, on the conversations, on the Q&A calls, on the training calls, and we got a bunch of Investor signups as well. So kind of creates an echo chamber for your brand when you do these challenges.
Hold on. I don't know where the audio issue is coming from. All right, try again, Dan.
Hey.
Perfect.
Hello.
I think we're good. Yeah.
Yeah. I think someone was just unmuted.
Okay.
Cool. So you guys following me so far? Challenges create an echo chamber for your brand, unlike anything that I've ever experienced before. And some benefits of why you want to do it, obviously sales. So we did 118K in 5 days with 789 registrants.
Nice.
So crazy conversion rate on these things. You create super fans. And
all right, let me calculate. What define a registrant? Someone that
opts in. Yeah, someone that opts in to the registration page. Mm-hmm. Not all of those people will actually join the Facebook group though, because people just like to opt in for stuff. So that's how we measured it, just by.
Okay, so seven what again?
789 registrants, 118,000.
Okay, so that's $149 per registrant. That's really good. I mean, that's just an opt-in. That's crazy good.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll kind of reverse engineer why that worked, and you guys will be able to understand how to apply it to your business. People will enter this not knowing who you are, and they will leave this becoming your best friend and being a super fan of your brand. After 5 days of, it's actually more than that, as I'll show you. There's a bunch of extra days at the end when the cart is opened that people really just get to know you. They get to know your spiel, the value you deliver, why you're different, all your little quirks and nervous tics, your presentation style, your team, your brands, and your credibility. And people just become raving fans of you at the end of it. And it's I've never seen something so effective at doing that in such a short amount of time, because the webinar is just not long enough for someone to become your super fan. But when you take them through 5 days or more of specific actionable results, you do convert fans. The community aspect is huge. We do this inside of a Facebook group. So it's unlike a webinar because it has the social element. Everybody has a name, they have a profile picture, you can connect with each other, and the engagement is everything. So on the videos, I'll show you the stats in a second, thousands and thousands of comments on the live streams, unlike any other post that you could ever write on your page or your business page. So community aspect is huge, and it creates like a kind of a beehive of activity that I think is essential for authority and credibility, and it ultimately will contribute to more sales. Research. So you will find out what people need, what they need help with, the additional tools that they need, gaps in the training, gaps in our software, additional things that I'll share with you in a little bit, how we actually tailored our offer based on the stuff that we asked them during the training. And copy. So you can just swipe the exact words that these people are using. We had over 4,000 or something total comments. So you better bet that there's some really good sales copy that you can use just directly from your prospects' mouth.
That's a good point. That's a good talking about getting into the minds of your prospects, right? That's really good.
Yep. Yeah. So this time around, I just like basically redid the registration page with their words, and it's already converting at a much higher level.
Nice.
And then testimonials. So you'll get dozens and dozens and dozens of testimonials that you can just take a screenshot of inside of the Facebook. They'll make a post, and you can use that indefinitely for selling your program, selling the challenge, selling whatever you want. There's just like testimonial gold in these things. So we put that all over the registration page for the second go around, and that's also increasing conversions as well. So really, it's like a super high level thing that you can do to really just create this echo chamber of awesomeness for your brand, and you make a lot of money in the process. So I highly encourage doing it. I didn't actually understand what a challenge was until I did Roland Fraser's, which I know Richard's going to the first training at the top of the hour, and seeing this like beehive of activity from people and feeling the excitement for myself for like wanting to attend the next training, it kind of clicked why these things actually work. And that's what inspired me to basically copy Roland's model and figure it out for my specific program. So here's how psychologically you tee people up for the sale. On day one, I essentially say, we teach you how to systemize your business, your real estate investing business. There's obviously a lot of pieces to this that we couldn't possibly cover in just a 5-day period. We're only going to be covering these specific modules from a much more extensive training library that we include in our 80/20 Investor Academy. Our Academy members have all of these things, but you're only going to learn these specific things on this free day training. This is, we need multiple weeks just to cover all this. So right from the get-go, they're like, oh yeah, cool. Well, there's something to sell, but that's all right. I'll take what I can get here. So you pre-frame people from the get-go, which is huge. And then I created this project management checklist of everything that our Academy members have to do to systemize their business. And then I'll say, like, at the end, I'll say, we only covered 9 out of 143 steps. And I know that's going to give you a lot of time back, but there's a lot more that goes into this, and it kind of leads them into like, I want the other steps. Give me.
That's good.
So piecing it out is a huge thing that you got to do. And this was the offer. So we were originally just going to drive people to a sales call with me to get into the academy, which is a $4,800 one-time fee. And how we structure our coaching program is it's just all virtual training videos, implementation videos that all have actionable steps that kind of stack on each other. And then we do 2 Q&A calls per week. So after you finish the training videos, really my only time requirement for this thing is the Q&A calls, which eventually I'm going to get out of because some of my academy members are actually just like taking over these calls and like leading it themselves. So eventually I'll be able to not even be a part of the Q&A calls. So it's super scalable model, one-time fee, and they're in for life. And at a certain scale, the group will start to become self-sustaining, which we're finding now. We have around 55 members in the academy. And then we realized that there was a lot of newer folks in the group that probably need a more accessible version of this. So we launched what's called the Accelerator, kind of like, basically took this from Roland Frazier, which is essentially just the training videos that you get in our academy group. So it's DIY versus group coaching accountability. The DIY is just $14.97, and the group coaching is $4,800. So that was our offer. We obviously did bonuses and stuff throughout. So the first day bonus, you can see it listed on there. At the start of card open, you have 24 hours to get access to all this other awesome stuff before we shut this down. And then we kept introducing more and more bonuses as we went. So here's the results. We had 580 total members in the group. It was actually more, over 600 at the end of it. You'll keep adding members throughout because people share it. And people can catch up, they can watch the replays. So you continue to add members throughout, which is pretty cool. Average of 400 active members per day during the challenge, 201 total posts. It's actually like 250 total posts. I haven't updated this. 2,400 comments, 4,100 reactions. And on the actual training days, that's when you get your most engagement. So the day 1 training had the most, and then it kind of tapered off to 292, 245, 190. And then the last day when we opened the cart and revealed the offer, obviously a bunch of questions and comments came through about the offer. So 316 comments. It's just never done anything that had that much engagement. And I did a good job of frequently checking in on them and having them say, like, if you can relate to this, type Y in the comments, blah, 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 stuff like that, just to get people to actually use the comments. And once you spur that action, it kind of happens automatically. But you want to keep it as interactive as possible, much like a live event. This says results for only on the 3rd day of selling, but this is the totals overall. So we ended up doing 19 accelerator sales. So the $14.97 package, $28,443. We booked 23 academy calls. 21 of them showed up. 19 of them closed.
Wow,
19 of them
that's a
closed.
really good closing rate. Okay.
Well, that's not accurate. 2 people didn't show up. They were 15-minute calls, so it was 88% win rate, made 118,000 total. So here's how we did the sales calls. I can even take you to the sales page so you can see what that looks like. Usually I would do an hour-long sales call with people, and then someone said, dude, they're already sold by the end of this. Just do a 15-minute call and just ask them why they would be a good fit for the challenge, and they'll sell themselves on it. And by the end of the call, it's just like, okay, what's the price? And I would say, let me just go to this.
So are you doing the calls yourself?
I was just taking the calls myself. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyone can do them though, I'm finding.
Yeah.
So this is how they do it. They go here and they click on apply now. This takes them to, this is a ClickFunnels page with a Typeform embedded link that I kind of created that essentially segments people out.
Mm-hmm.
They have an established business. They have no established business. They're just doing some deals kind of willy-nilly. And then they're a civilian. So if they're a civilian thinking of becoming a real estate entrepreneur, I basically have my VA send them an email like, hey, probably not a great fit for this, for the academy program, but here's a payment plan for the accelerator just to get you in there.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody else, if you select A or B, it takes them down a path where they can book a call with me on Calendly. And that's how the calls went. They were basically like, hey, what was your biggest takeaway from the challenge? why do you think you'd be a great fit for the academy? And then what questions do you have about the academy? And the questions would usually be, what's the price? Because we don't reveal the price on the training. We don't reveal the price on this. And I think that actually helped get people on the phone with me. So I said, like, if you want to talk about enrollment, you have to book a call with me. It's less than the price of a wholesale deal, but it doesn't make sense to talk about this unless I determine if you're a fit first. So go ahead and apply now to see if you're a fit. And nobody pushed back on that. Nobody was like, no, show me the price. No one. So I think that's a powerful strategy. And that's how we did it. And I mean, by the end of it, like I said, these people are already bought in. You've already given them value. You've already kind of given them just a taste of your best stuff. And they're just, they want to get the full package, all 143 steps. And they also want the group to continue. I think a big piece of this is the group archive. So at the end of the cart open period, you shut down the group by archiving it. So the group goes from being a read and write, meaning you can post and you can look, to just being read only. So you can't post, you can't comment, you can't add people once the group is archived. But I think psychologically, it's the same thing as the group closing when you do that, because you kill the interaction, but you can still watch the replays and stuff. So if you want to keep the party going and you want to continue this awesome, fun party interaction, join the academy and you can keep it going there. So I think that's a really powerful way to do it. And that's something I got from Roland as well. He said, like, you know, I know you met a lot of people. Let's put these skills into practice together on this group that you have to pay for.
That's cool. So I mean, I've seen people do it where they remove the videos. They still keep, you know, allow people to post in the group and stuff, but they remove all the training videos. You're doing different from that, so that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't. I think that's kind of not fair. You know, I think it's just kind of it's a very sleazy thing to do.
Well, it's the positioning. The positioning is this. The positioning is that, you know, we want you to take action, right? We don't want this to be something that you said, yeah, I'll watch it later and never watch it. It's the framing of it is different, but yeah.
I should go back and look at the stats of the people that have actually watched the replays since the group closed. I bet it's super low.
Yeah,
I bet it's super low. But everybody wants, you know, access to the replays. The most action the videos had came after the live. So you definitely want to do them live and put them under the replays. I'll show you how I organize the group and everything a little bit.
Right. Well, what I mean is that they'll still have to replay, but only up until the offer closed down. So once the offer closed down, they remove all the videos.
Yeah. I could experiment with that.
Yeah.
I could experiment with that. I bet. Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not sold on that yet, but it's an idea. So marketing the challenge, it was free. And then we did a $97 VIP pass. We emailed our lists. We have 20,000 investors on, and socials. And we did some Facebook ads as well. Facebook ads, we tested out new audiences and stuff. So we didn't really have them super dialed in, but the results were still really awesome. And I'll show you that in a second. About a quarter of the challengers came from Facebook ads. Everybody else came from my list. So it was free. And then we immediately upselled them on the thank you page to a VIP pass, which included a happy hour call, which was basically like a call at the end of the day on day 2 with experts that like name recognized experts like John Martinez, Chris Chico, Blair Halver, Brent Daniels. And that converted really well. Basically, we covered all our ad costs with this. They also get front row, which we call it front row, which means that they're in the Zoom room where you do the main day trainings, and they can come on 30 minutes before you broadcast it into Facebook. So that's how this all ran, by the way. It's a Zoom recording just like this. And the VIPs are with you in the Zoom. And then at the start of the training, you start to broadcast into the Facebook group where everybody else can join. but for some reason, people really liked this front row thing. And even though it wasn't really like, people just felt special.
Right.
That's
the key. Yeah. Yeah.
And then they get all the recordings. We put them just in a nice, clean, teachable interface with all the exercises and documents and slides and everything, just so they don't have to go into the Facebook group to do it. And then we also added in a special training call with my friend Todd, just to talk about hiring acquisitions managers, which was something that all the VIPs had a lot of questions about. So I just kind of made that call last minute, just so they got their money's worth. So the take rate on that, email the list, 7 emails over 10 days. And then the Facebook ads, we ran 10 days prior. We spent only $2,500 just to kind of test it out. And here is the results. So cost per click, $4.27, cost per registration around $7.41. We got it down now to around $5 for the current one, and continuing to optimize that. We did 2,900 in VIP sales, so we came out ahead $425 just from the self liquidation of the ads. And it's great for lead gen. This stuff is great for lead gen too, especially if you're doing a free thing. You'll get a lot of new email signups. So we collected around 300 new emails, which is awesome. And this was the return on ad spend. So we got 252 registrants from the ads. 120 people actually ended up going to the offer page when all said and done. 12 appointments from that. 16 purchases total, including the accelerator. We made $86K of the 118 total just from people that came from Facebook.
Wow.
Not from my list. No, granted, some of these people are on the list, so there's crossover, but they all clicked on a Facebook ad.
Wow.
So the ROI on that was nuts, 35 times our ad spend, or technically infinity though, since the VIPs covered for the ad cost.
Right.
So
that's really good.
The ads were nothing special. If you want, you can go to my Facebook business page, my personal page. If you just search Dan Schwartz, go to my business page, you can use the page transparency feature to look at all the ads. They're real simple, just like a picture of a frustrated looking person that wants to fire himself, and fire yourself challenge starting in X days. Really simple. And then we're testing out some videos and stuff, but yeah, so that Facebook ads work really well. And here's just some notes on running the challenge. Does anyone else have questions about how we marketed it?
Yeah, I don't. So let's,
Cool. I think another great way to do it on social would be kind of like your strategy, Tim, of making that post, comment below if you want access to blank. Right. And then you just have your VA send a DM with the registration page. In fact, my buddy Charles Nguyen is helping me promote this. He just did that yesterday, and his post is blowing up. He's like, if you want a free access to a free workshop to systemize your business and get a bunch of time back, post below. And it's just like blowing up. I wish I thought of that. By the way, if anyone wants to help promote this, we're doing 15% commissions for this round, but let me know as soon as possible, because I got to make we duplicate the funnel so that we can track everything accordingly.
Gotcha.
So running the challenge, and we didn't do affiliates on the first time. We're doing affiliates on this time, just because we have proven results. Here's what you want to do. It's got to be around a specific result or a theme. It cannot be a generalized wholesaling challenge or personal development challenge. It's got to be super specific. The title itself needs to insinuate exactly what the result is that they're going to get. So the get leads challenge, or the sell more challenge, or the quit smoking challenge, or lose 10 pounds challenge. It's got to be really specific. And this took me a while to come up with, because we teach how to systemize your operation, which is a complex thing.
Yeah.
And I needed to position it in a way that made it about them. And we came up with the fire yourself challenge, and that seemed to has worked really well. It's got an emotional charge to it, and it's really short and simple, and you kind of understand what that means after you read it. So that's what I recommend. If you're selling a high ticket thing, I think the shorter time period is the best. Is as you saw with the the views and the comments kind of dwindled after each training. So if you do a 30-day thing, by the end of the 30 days, you're going to have raving fans watching that, but it's going to be much less than the first day. So you want to try to maximize as many eyeballs as possible and kind of condense it to a shorter window. And you got to teach your best stuff. So I asked the members that are currently in the group, what's their favorite part of the academy? And they all said like one or two specific things. They all kind of had overlaps, and that's what we decided to teach. And that was a great move that I initially had a hesitancy about, because it's just like, yeah, but they got to pay for this, you know. That you got to just kind of get that out of your head. Like literally your best stuff, the stuff that will get people the most results, like the 80-20 of the results, is what you should teach on your challenge. They will be willing to pay whatever they need to get the extra 20% of the benefit.
Right.
So over deliver. And that's what really creates like an awesome environment. People were literally like, if this is the free event, I can't imagine what the paid event's going to be, how good it's going to be.
Yeah.
That's the kind of vibe you want to put out into that. This is how I organized it on Facebook. You utilize the post topic feature, and that kind of serves as the group menu. So this is what it looks like. Replay, schedule, pre-work, resources, and workbook. Those are the post topics. And also we had coaches in there, which is sort of a side thing that I decided to do. I had resident coaches for specific topics, and I just made a post introducing them and say, if you have questions about lead generation, contact my friend Josh, just mention him right here. Here's an affiliate link for his product. Ask him questions. So even though this is about systemizing your business, I knew that there was going to be people that had questions about everything else that I'm not necessarily the most qualified person to answer. So I brought in some friends to help me do that. And secondary benefit is the affiliate income that we got from guys like Dave Letko as a coach with Deal Machine, and people like that could answer questions unrelated to the main topic. And I thought that was good. And this was the schedule. So this is by all means not just the 4 or 5 day training. This is an event. This is a like multiple day long event. You got to think of it like you're running a conference, not just a small little webinar.
Right.
You can see here, like we stacked happy hours and expert trainings and special guest trainings and Q&A office hours and a closing ceremony over above and beyond just the main 5 days of training. And I think that I just copied Roland Frazier on that. You need the more time you have to engage with people after the cart is open, the more sales you'll get. So it was a lot of work. Like by the end of this, I was exhausted just from being on Zoom all day. Zoom fatigue is a real thing. So this weekend, I'm going to just be relaxing and avoiding my computer as much as possible, because I know starting next week, it's just going to be a lot of like Zooming and commenting on Facebook forever. And that's what it takes. Or you can just get your team to do it and just show up to do the trainings. So we posted this on the pinned post at the very top, just so people knew what everything entails. And then we added all email addresses into Google Calendar invites for each of these events, just to make sure that they wouldn't miss it. Pre-work. So this was a good conversation starter. You're going to add people into the group a couple days before it starts. You're basically going to say, here's some pre-work for us. The pre-work is just read these articles that frames up why systemizing your business and kind of streamlining your operation is very important right now if you want to be competitive in this market. And then also an article sharing why this opportunity of real estate investing is a huge opportunity right now amidst the economic sensitivity that we're in right now. So you want to pre-frame the opportunity with your pre-work, and people did it. And you can even have them do a little exercise and then share the results of their exercise. Maybe it's just filling out a questionnaire or something simple. So we had pre-work. You want to make the actual trainings super actionable, and they should start with something simple and then kind of progressively get harder towards the end. So the first thing we had them do after day one was just to fill out a questionnaire about some tough questions in their business, like, is your marketing strategy a bad strategy, or are you just not doing it consistently enough? Why? Stuff like that, just to start to get them thinking about their deeper bottlenecks in their business. And then it kind of progressively got harder, with the last action step being to essentially put a job post up and hire someone. So that was huge. And then you want to reward people for sharing the work that they did. And we did that through giveaways, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And again, community engagement is everything. So you or your team should be commenting and liking everything. I'm personally doing it all just to kind of ensure that this is going to be successful. But
Right.
as long as someone is doing it, maybe from your account, that's really huge. And if you do it, other people will do it, and it just creates a beehive effect. So you want to reward people for submitting their work. You want to make the tasks easy enough that they're actually going to be submittable. So we did that, and what we did is we gave a $50 Amazon gift card away to people that submitted their work. They entered into a drawing to win the $50 gift. So if 10 people did it, we would just choose one at random to get that. And then we also gave away a bunch of swag and books, and we gave away a lot of stuff during the trainings. Each training had a book theme, and at the end, people that stayed till the end and commented we would send them a book. So that was huge. As I said in the beginning, these are great research tools. It's basically like a giant, what do you call it when brands hire random people to
like secret shopper kind of
yeah, something panel or something. You guys know what I'm talking about. This is just basically that. And you can ask people what they want. What additional resources are we not covering that you need? What would make this like a 20 out of 10 experience for you guys? Yeah. We would ask polls, just like on Facebook, you can create a poll and then have people put in their own submissions for the poll, and other people can vote on those submissions. So we did that, and we essentially built that into the offer at the end. So people wanted done for you standard operating procedures. So we found some people that helped with that, and we included that as a bonus on the end. And in fact, the accelerator program, that lower price thing, we included that because of the research that we did in the group, that there's a lot of people that were new, a lot of people that didn't have a lot of cash. So basically on day 2, I was like, shit, we need to create an accelerator program, like a lower entry fee. So you can just basically ask people what they want and give it to them at the end. Simple, but brilliant. Got that from Roland as well. Day 1, card open bonuses, 24-hour period. That'll get a big chunk of people signed up. Another thing you want to do is sell the VIPs on day 1 and day 2. So during the training calls, you want to talk about VIPs constantly. So we sold 70% of our VIPs came from during the first 2 days of training, not in the funnel. So you want to keep pushing that. And you can say, like, tonight we have our expert happy hour. This is only for VIPs. If you want to hang out with us, here's the link to sign up for that. That was really effective. Post challenge. So after the challenge, you have everybody's Facebook accounts. So you can reach out to people manually and follow up with them about how their experience was and if they had any questions. We didn't do that as well as we could have, just because I was really satisfied with the results and, laziness and being really tired at the end of this. But you can definitely do a lot of manual Facebook follow-up. After the actual trainings are done, you can stack it with Q&As. You can bring on some friends to do expert trainings in Zoom. All of the post-challenge, all of the post-core training video Zoom sessions were like everybody's invited into the Zoom room type of things. So that was pretty cool. So we had 90, 120 person Zoom meetings where everybody was unmuted, but if they wanted to ask a question, they could raise their hand, and we would kind of run those that way. That made people feel like they were part of this awesome network. And they were also kind of good teasers as like, by the way, if you like this style of engagement, this is exactly what the Academy is like. So make sure to sign up before this group shuts down, because this is what you can get every week. So it kind of pre-frame or future paces them into being in your group. And then the group archive is huge. And you, by the way, on the last day, I sent like 7 or so emails to the opt-ins, letting them know that stuff's shutting down. And every time I sent an email out, someone signed up. A couple people signed up. So there's never such a thing as too many emails on the last day. Especially if you're a believer in your product and you know that it's going to help people. People just are lazy and they need reminders. So you got to give it to them. And yeah, like I said, you have people on Messenger, especially if you have a spreadsheet where you kind of can keep track of everybody on there and save their URL to their profile. After the fact, you can just go and follow up with people. And that's my best advice on how to run a challenge and make a ton of money and create an awesome experience around your brand in a really short period of time.
I love it. It's awesome. So there's something I want to put in, sort of give you as a suggestion to test as well. I've seen this done with Kelly Roach does. She teaches people how to do these challenges, and and I learned this from her. Is so she'll give out a workbook at the beginning of the challenge, and she has these she calls them concierge, but kind of like your support staff, right, to keep people engaged. And so each concierge is assigned to, let's just say, 10 attendees or 20 attendees or something like that. So the attendees has to reach out to their concierge to get the workbook. So then the concierge basically becomes the person in charge of communicating and keeping those people engaged and active. Like when I went through Kelly's challenge, my concierge would check in with me like, hey, did you get to watch the training live today? How's it going for you? Things like that. So yeah, it's like so extra, and then now too, like you have permission to talk to them because they're the one that reach out to you. You know how Facebook limits you how many people you can reach out to. So so in the challenge, she'll post. She'll say, okay, if your name is on this list, reach out to your concierge on Messenger. So she'll say, so like you'll tag, Polish Peter, Tim Ma, Fabian Toledo, Dan Schwartz, and so you tag all these people and telling them to contact their concierge on Messenger. So that way now you're in the conversation with them. And then each concierge created a separate Facebook account. So it's not their normal Facebook account. It's their Facebook account specifically for these challenges. So yeah. So I've seen that. And then I know Joe McCall, I share with him about that, and so he did that with his last event, and that's also going that went really well. So yeah, that's but yeah, like kind of like your strategy, like the more touches, the better, right? Yeah. The more engagement, the better. Awesome.
During the event, I sent a bunch of emails. I sent a email every morning talking about what today is going to be about. And then I sent an email an hour before, and then an hour before, and then I sent another email at the start time saying, hey, we're on live now, click here to do it. So awesome. That all helped to drive engagement. We also sent text reminders on day 1, 3, and 5.
That's good.
To keep people coming back to make sure that they see the offer reveal.
Yeah. I've also seen it done with messenger bots too. So part of the process they set up for a messenger bot. So yeah, I've been studying these challenges from like a number of different people, like getting into the funnels. I've been getting all kinds of messenger messages and texts and stuff like that.
That's so cool.
Yeah. I have a question for you. I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at how can I do a 5-day challenge for a new niche that I'm getting into, right? So I have some audience for it, but generally speaking, it's new, and I'm going after people who have a coaching business. More specifically, they're coaches who service entrepreneurs. So it's quite a niche, right? So it's like, they're not a life coach or fitness coach. They'll be like some kind of business coach, real estate coach, something like that. So initially I was going to do it as a summit, like your normal, virtual summit, JV summit type thing. But I think the challenge is a much better idea than the summit. I think, yeah. And so if you were me, how would you position this challenge?
You get your first business client in 5 days or less.
Okay.
It's like a get X result in short amount of time.
Right.
And you're basically just giving them, like, you're not giving them a full thing. You're just saying, like, this is assuming that you already have something to sell. This is assuming you have experience. This is going to show you how to create your offer, target your audience, book your first client, have your first onboarding meeting, and transact your first payment or whatever. Like, it just gets them to that point. And then, by the way, you also have to learn how to scale this. You have to learn how to hire virtual assistants. You have to learn how to run your groups. You have to learn fulfillment. You have to learn marketing. In order to scale this, you have to sign up for our full mastermind group. So you're just giving them just enough to get going and get some momentum, but not enough that they need the ongoing accountability for.
Right. All right. So what about, because on the back end of this, ideally, ideally on the back end, I want to get them into a mastermind, and I want it to be people who already have an existing coaching business. So not a new coach.
Okay.
Yeah. So how would you position for an existing?
Well, then I would say basically how to double your revenue from your existing coaching business, or how to 10x your offer value, something like that.
I like that. Yeah.
It's like if they're only charging $1,000, they should be charging $10,000, and here's how you can do that and position it and fulfill it.
Right. I like that. Yeah. That's along the thinking process I was thinking about too, like high ticket, right? So, like high ticket.
There's this lady I've been seeing that has something called the 100K offer or something like that. Have you seen this?
No,
she shows you how to create 100K offer club, something like that.
Interesting. Okay.
100K. I gotta find. She has a coaching program that shows you how to make an 100K price plan.
Okay.
And she shows you how to sell it. So that's something that you can kind of copy. I just have to find.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Do you remember her name by any chance?
No. Oh, Business Bravery, your 100K offer. Here it is. Businessbravery.com. In order to sell 100K offers to your clients, you must start with authority. Yeah, this lady. How to charge 100K for something. This is basically what this is about. I think it's pretty awesome.
That's good. I'll check it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Businessbravery.com.
Awesome. Thanks for that. Yeah, that's awesome.
So basically, like you would be doing something like this for existing coaching companies, how to charge more for your coaching business.
Right. Yeah. 5-day challenge to 5x
your coaching offer.
Your coaching price.
Yeah. Your coaching price.
Yeah. That's good. I like that. 5 days.
I love this because no one else I'm seeing is doing that. Like, and I think it's such a big revelation. Like, all coaches, this is this is like the traditional coaching model, right? Like even mine
Yeah.
is like a free thing and then a 2K downsell and then a 5K core offer.
Yeah.
But she's saying like, you're worth more than that. Like, here's how we can blow high ticket out of the water. I think it's just really smart, and I don't see anyone else doing this. So if I were you, I would sort of steal this idea.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Yeah. And I mean, I have sold plenty 100K offers as well. So
Yeah,
I have my alley.
exactly. I'll be interested in taking your challenge, to be honest.
Awesome. All right, we'll do that. Cool. Oh, great. Yeah, we'll really appreciate you, Dan. It was really good stuff. Guys, a lot of you guys been quiet and you got off your video. So you have any questions for Dan? You guys still there?
Their heads are spinning.
We hear. Yeah. we're taking the knowledge. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, really good stuff.
How many people did you have help you build all that out, Dan? Because that looks like a ton of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. So I hired a marketing agency that we work with on launches and stuff, just to help us launch it, which literally was just building a ClickFunnels registration page and setting up all the email integrations. That was it. And they kind of helped consult us on how to run it. But really, most of it was just I just kind of repurposed what Roland Fraser did, because he got his model from Pete Vargas, who's like the preeminent coaching speaker guru guy. Right. So I figured that was a good place to start. But really, it's just set up your registration page, make the group, make a thank you page with an upsell, and you're off to the races. If you have a good ClickFunnels guy or website person, then that would probably be all you need, and a Facebook ad person if you want to drive a ton of traffic. I think one of the secrets to these things working is having at least 300 people in the group, because that way it creates the engagement beehive effect, which I personally think is the main thing that drives conversions at the end. It makes you the man, it makes you the authority. If you only have 100 people in there, it's just going to be like any other Facebook group. It's not going to be as engaged. So I think if you're going to run it, you got to make sure you have a couple hundred people in there.
Yeah. It's very similar to, how we have those 3-day live events in person, right? So it's like, this is just sort of virtual, and people still feed off of that energy. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same effect as if you go to see a band and there's already a huge crowd there. You're like, these guys must be good. But if there's only 2 people randomly like dancing, you're probably not going to be as interested. So you need to kind of create that effect inside the Facebook group.
That's awesome. Hey, Rick. Thanks for joining us. Yeah.
So I had to get out of my COVID, clothes and get on, an actual shirt.
COVID clothes.
Well, pants is optional on these calls.
We didn't talk about pants. That's why it's a tight shot.
Have you looked into doing these kind of challenges for your local group here?
Actually, it's funny you say that. We're actually putting one together now. And Dan, I have a question for you. Because one of the things we're struggling with right now is determining how long of a challenge we want to do. We've done a couple of models where we've done a 3-day program and a 5-day program. And have you done any research on what length of program actually works on a challenge?
I haven't done like any split tests. All I know is that if you're doing something high ticket, you probably want to condense it so that you get as many people as possible on the offer reveal. And if it's a 30-day thing, you're only gonna have a 10th of the people on the 30th day that you did on the first day. So it's just basically like an extended webinar for a high ticket thing. Yeah. If you're doing like an indoctrination sequence where you want to get people to use your product or your service or something, then you can do like a longer thing. I know Trevor at Carrot does that. People that sign up for Investor Carrot get access to this 30-day challenge that gets them leads online faster. But actually, I have a call right now that I'm 6 minutes late to that I totally forgot about. But if anyone wants to chat, just go to claritywithdan.com and you can book book a time to chat with me about your challenge. But Tim, thanks for having me. I hope this was helpful.
Awesome, buddy. Thanks, Dan.
Hey, Dan,
Good talking
thanks.
to you.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Yep. And Rick, to answer your question, so I've studied a bunch of these challenges, and the most proven, I guess, that everybody's doing is 5 days. The fourth day is the day where they make their offer. So it's like 3 days of good content. Fourth day is where they make the offer, and then fifth day they still continue the challenge, but the fourth and fifth days is basically getting people to sign up for the for whatever that higher ticket is.
Right.
But yeah,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying 5 days is what everybody's doing.
I was really interested when Dan said that he makes his offer on his first day. That was really cool. I hadn't really contemplated that. First day to us is an indoctrination day, and let's get as much information out there as we can so we can get people in for the next.
Right. Yeah. No, that's good. Like he's seeding the back end offer throughout the whole, so people are not surprised by it. Because I mean, everybody knows there'll be something for sale, right? So might as well speak it out.
Right.
Yeah. That's good. Awesome. Yeah, well, really good connecting with you all. We we normally do these calls for an hour, so we're 8 minutes over. And so with that, really appreciate everyone for joining in live on Zoom, live on Facebook, live on YouTube, wherever you are. Go out there and have a lot of fun this week, guys.
Thanks, Tim. Have a great one.
Thanks, everybody. See ya.
Gracias, Tim.